What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Becoming Roy podcast. I'm your host, Roy, and today I'm going to be talking about conflict and how we actually need conflict in relationships. But for anyone that's new here, this show exists to help people discover who it is that they're made to be, and I do that by sharing a little bit that I know, sharing the journey that I'm on of becoming who it is that I feel I'm made to be, and by having conversations with people that are living inspired lives. Now, I'm very excited because I just landed a date and a time for my first guest ever. It's happening in a couple of weeks. It's interesting. Being adults, you have to work with adult schedules like mine too. I was like, I could do end of the month. And so very excited for that. This is like, honestly, S tier for a first time guest. It's going to be great. The only hint that I'll give, actually no hints. It's going to be great. A couple of weeks. Stay tuned. I'm hoping to do probably 2 more episodes before then. So we'll see, but stay tuned. It's on the books. It's on the calendars. Pretty excited for that. Now, for anyone that's new also, I want to encourage you to just start from the beginning. I mean, I told you what this show is about, but it's been cool to see the progression, and it really has been a journey since starting however long ago I started. And I have 2 goals right now for this year that I'm kind of sharing here in this podcast. It kind of is the premise of the podcast a little bit in some ways, but my 2 goals are to get healthy and to document it. I go into a little bit more detail on my Guide to 2026 episode, so go check that out. I'm just going to be plugging all these other episodes. But get healthy and document it. And I have 6 categories of health. It's kind of the way that I'm viewing it right now for this year. And in no particular order, they are physical, mental, spiritual, financial, relational, and vocational. Okay? I'm trying to lose 100 pounds for physical. I'm trying to do a massive body recomp. To be more specific, I'll get into that in another episode. Financially, I'm trying to be more disciplined with my money. And spiritual, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I believe. I go in depth a little bit on 2 episodes. Check those out. For relational, I know people probably immediately go to like romantic relationship. That'd be cool. Not existent right now. But in my sense right now, it is my friendships. It is relationship with my parents and my siblings, and how I'm strengthening relationships that aren't close in proximity. My best friends all live forever away. And what else did I say? Spiritual, mental, physical, vocational. I want to be good at my job. And then whatever the last one, whatever. Each of the 6 have subcategories. And today I'm going to be going into depth about relationships because I've had some things happen over the last couple of months, couple of years. I'm going to give you guys some context. But I've been taking steps that I feel like I'm getting healthier in relationships. And that is a really big deal. That is a really big deal because I have been lacking in that area. Now, another thing that I'm a little annoyed about, actually pretty annoyed. Actually, I'm like, I hate this thing. And I don't hate many things. And it's vulnerability. Can't stand vulnerability. I'm sorry to my therapist, and I'm sorry, Brene Brown, but I hate that shit. And it's good. Obviously, we need to be vulnerable. But I hate it because I'm doing this podcast and I'm trying to share my journey, but my journey is not pretty. You know, I'm pursuing to lose 100 pounds, and being vulnerable is saying, yeah, I lost 50 pounds, but I gained 40 of it back. Hate that shit. Don't want to talk about regression. Being vulnerable is saying I'm doing my taxes right now, and there's like a large amount of money that I made last year that I more than I thought, like $10,000-$15,000 more than I thought I made. And I got the numbers back and I'm like, oh, I have little to nothing to show for that. Just being irresponsible. Saying that sentence is gross and embarrassing and kind of shameful. And there are, I can go down the list of these 6 categories of things, of moments that I'm responsible for, choices that I've made that aren't pretty, that are embarrassing, that are reality. And I think that's all of us in some ways. But it's the journey. And I think we need to normalize the journey. In the age of social media and only showing the highlights, I'm going to do my best to share that I'm eating shit this week. And I talked about it in an episode or two ago where I was waiting for a friend. And while I was waiting, I went through the line of Krispy Kreme and I got 2 donuts. And then we were at Shake Shack and I ordered a burger and like 10 nuggets and fries and a drink. And then we were sitting there waiting and talking. And so I ordered more food. Like, that's embarrassing to say. I'm doing good today. I went to the gym, eating clean, whatever. But it's the journey and it's the progress. And it's being vulnerable, which I hate. But I think there's power in vulnerability. Just because I hate it doesn't mean I'm not going to actively engage in it. I hate doing it. And so today I'm going to be vulnerable in some stories in my relationship category. Okay? And I said I'm annoyed by it because it's just been this build up over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. Now, for context, a little bit about my relationships, my friendships. I live in Kansas City. My entire family, 99% of my family is in Northern Illinois. So I feel close with my family, and I love my parents, and I talk to my dad and my mom. Talk to my dad pretty regularly, actually, a couple times a week, and I feel close with my siblings. I try texting them, but we're not close in proximity, so that's a little hard. And then my best friends, I would consider like 3 best friends probably. They don't live close in proximity. They're in Kentucky and Minnesota and North Carolina. And so that's tough. That's all happened in the last 1 to 5 years. And then I also have had a crazy couple of years. The last I don't know, 1 to 3 years, just the entire landscape of my friendships has completely changed. Because my closest friends have moved, to different parts of the country. And then I have other friends that were as close, or I thought were as close, people that I thought I was going to be friends with for a long time. And some of them, we kind of had falling outs. I've had some, I think I can use the word betrayal in some of them. Some of them that just took advantage of me. And we're not friends, is the point. I kind of have 3 sects of friendships, relationships. I have people that I'm close with, that I'm not close with in proximity. I had people that I thought that I was going to be, that I thought we were really good friends. I thought we were going to be lifelong friends, that we've had falling outs. And then there's this 3rd sect of people that are close in proximity or remind me of the middle category, people that have wronged me. And I've just kind of cut them out. These are some of these people are amazing. They're great. They're fun. They are awesome friends. They love me. They care about me. Some of them are like family. And I've been avoiding them. Ignoring calls, ignoring texts, coming up with bullshit excuses on why I can't come over or why I can't hang out or whatever. And I've been nudged and kind of, there's a pulling to reach out to these people, this 3rd sector of people that I've just been avoiding because of association or because of they're still close or they just don't know things that have happened. And I'm excited to say, I don't know if excited is the right word, proud and relieved are probably good, to say that there are 3 conversations that I've had in the last 6 weeks with people in this category of people that I have been forfeiting our friendship. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Because some of these reasons are really dumb reasons to not talk to someone, to forfeit a relationship because they remind me of people or because they don't hate the people that I hate. It's a little strong. I'm being a little dramatic. But I've forfeited these friendships for very silly, dumb reasons. And so I finally reached out to a couple of them. And these are all different individuals that aren't really related in any way. And 2 of them are similar. where I've just been ignoring their calls, and we had dinner, and it was great because they're great people. And why am I sharing this? It's because some of you are doing that. Some of you are forfeiting friendships. Some of you have great people that really care about you, not just friends. It could be family. Maybe you have family that you just aren't talking to, or you know what I'm saying, avoiding because you're shameful, or you're a little upset, or whatever it is. And maybe it's not good reasons. And I think sometimes those relationships are bigger and need to trump whatever the hell it is that you're feeling. So just talk to the people that you're avoiding that you know care about you. Now, do not hear what I'm not saying. Some people I'm never going to talk to again. I'm never talking to again. Some people. So this isn't go and, spark up a conversation with someone that is either going to do you more harm or it's going to do them more harm. I'm going to take a page out of the book of 12-step NA, AA. There's something in there about making amends, and you make amends with people that you've wronged or that have wronged you, whatever, unless it does more harm to break contact or to get into contact again. I'm probably super butchering it because I haven't done AA. This is just something that someone told me recently. And so don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm talking about people that love you, that care, that genuinely have your best interest in mind. You've just been avoiding. Okay? Stop. Just talk to them. Okay, that's it. That's one. Okay? Another conversation that I had with someone in this kind of weird category, maybe it was more in the fallout category a little bit, but they had done me bogus. Nothing too crazy, nothing little, but I reached out to them and just checking on them, swallowing my pride, swallowing my annoyance, whatever. And we had a conversation. And then I somewhere in the conversation was like, hey man, like if you need anything, like don't hesitate to like reach out to me. Trying to make amends there. And very soon, very shortly after, they called me and they needed help. And luckily I'm close in proximity with this person, so I was able to help them within 10 minutes. Like, that was amazing. And it's not like, oh, look at me. It's I swallowed my pride and I reached out and I started a conversation. And then this person, whatever it is they were feeling, for whatever reason they have been avoiding me. I mean, we were both avoiding each other kind of. They felt comfortable to then ask for help because I do care and they know I care and I know they care. Now, that's not a story about me to look at me and to praise me. I don't really give a damn about that. The point is, there are some people that we really love, friends, family, that I have to forgive, swallow my pride, put away whatever, reach out to them so they know that they're still loved, that they're still accepted. It goes back to a point that I've made recently about it's just the simple idea of like do unto others what you would want done for you. And so here we are on the same street that goes two different ways. I'm avoiding somebody because I feel shameful and because of X, Y, and Z. So I'm avoiding them even though I know they care. And then on that same street in the other direction, I have people that aren't reaching out to me because whatever they're feeling, what I feel for these other people, and me just sending the text, making the call, open the door for us to make steps towards amends. And that's beautiful. There's a lot of humility involved in relationships, and I kind of hate it. And so those are just some big developments that I want to share and encourage you. I know as soon as I started talking about it, some of you felt the pit in your stomach and you thought of an individual, or you thought of a family member, you thought of a friend, you thought of whatever, and you're like, oh shit, this is the person that I need to talk to. Okay? Just do it. There's freedom in it. And So there's that. And then I've been doing my best. I've been thinking all day on how to segue from this little update of this thing that I'm learning and experience to this other point that I want to talk about. This might be a little rough. So I'm sorry for the people that are like, what is this guy talking about? This is a little bit of a tangent, but I've been thinking about this and I want to talk about it because no one talks about this. I feel like we need some like conflict etiquette from both ends. Okay. And so if you have done the wrong or you haven't done the wrong, whatever, like basically apologizing. Does anyone know how to apologize these days? I had a pastor apologize to me and they said, "I'm sorry you feel that way." That is a horrible ass apology. "I'm sorry you feel that way." The situation was they had done something and then repeated themselves to me several times. And I said, and then they were like, "You seem annoyed." And I said, "Yeah, it doesn't seem like you trust me. Like you've brought this up 5 times. When have I ever dropped the ball?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I guess you just don't like my leadership." Bro, that is a horrible ass fucking apology. And I've heard other people say, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Dude, what? Like, maybe when you boil it down, sure, I am sorry you feel that way. But we can word things better. And if we really are trying to make peace, then a better way to say it would be, "I'm sorry that the way that I communicated made you feel that way." It kind of comes to this idea that I learned in therapy. And it was to try to find something that you can apologize for. What can you take ownership for? Again, don't say, "I'm sorry you feel that way." You can say, "I'm sorry that the way that I came across made you feel that way." That's a lot better. Like, where can we take ownership? Because what sucks about the realm of emotions and feelings with people is we can't control, you can't make me feel anything. And then on top of that, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But then on top of that, there's this like concept or idea that I can intend one thing, but you can hear it a completely different way. You see it all the time with freaking text messages. Like, "Oh, they're using punctuation. They must be mad." Come on. I mean, it's true. If you're using punctuation, you don't normally, you're definitely mad at me. But I'm talking about like verbally. I mean, verbally or not. I mean, you can come across a certain way. And just because you come across that way doesn't mean that you intend for that thing. A lot of times when someone hurts my feelings, I don't really think they have intent to hurt or malice in their intent. So that's where if I'm communicating and someone's upset with me or I hurt someone's feeling, I can say, "Hey, I'm sorry that I came across that way. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry that I came across that way, not I'm sorry you feel that way." Okay? And then like actually doing something about it. There are some situations that I've been in where they respond perfectly. They respond perfectly to conflict. They take ownership, or they can take ownership. "I'm sorry that it made you feel that way." And then nothing changes. Just don't apologize if you're not going to change. That's where I have some people in this middle sect of like, we have had conversations and then there've been multiple offenses and there's still no change. And I'm just like, dude, you're actually dumb. So I'm not, whatever. That is something that we'll see if I have a conversation with some of those people. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, the point is to take ownership and then like make change if you really care. Okay. Now, if you are on a reconciliation tour like I am, or there's people that you're trying to make amends with, please do so earnestly, not just for their sake, but for your sake. Because conflict is not easy. Conflict is not fun. Conflict is potentially dangerous, potentially harmful. And I think oftentimes can do more harm than good because people don't know how to apologize. People don't know how to follow up. And so do the work that you have to do first. What I mean is, we can't be tied up in like when I had dinner with two of the people that I was ignoring, I was fully ready and have accepted that if they didn't want to continue a relationship because I had ignored them and done them wrong, then I was ready to accept that. And it wasn't like a reflection of my worth. I wasn't like, oh, I'm worthless because they're not going to want to, have me over for dinner again or whatever. No, it's like, no, like their actions to my consequences. I did this. I was ready to do that. My worth wasn't tied up in their response. And I would hate for some of you to try and make amends, but you have this like tie to what people think about you. And you kind of have this insecurity that kind of is loud in your self-worth. Who like get that situated, or get confident that like you are worth more than the way someone treats you. Let that sink in. You're worth more than the way someone treats you. And so, I mean, I don't know if any of that made any sense. Maybe that was a little rambly. I try to be good with planning and thinking through what I'm saying a little bit. And funny story, it's Saturday today. I recorded this episode on Monday, and I got like 20 minutes in, and I said, like at the 20-minute mark, I just lost my train of thought, and I was like, I'm not sharing this. This is really dumb. So I've been thinking about it all week, and I still don't think that my stream of consciousness is perfect. But that's a big update in my relational health, is that I swallowed my pride and talked to people that I've been avoiding, and I swallowed that had been reaching out, and I swallowed my pride and talked to someone that had kind of done me a little bogus, and it's great. I mean, like, again, to go back to my cautionary warning just a few moments ago, like, just because you bring things up and you have a good conversation and things are good, like, doesn't mean things have to go back to the way things were. Like, one of those people I got lunch with or dinner with a month ago, and we were like, let's hang out again, and we haven't hung out again. And like, we will, but like, you don't need to be best friends. Like, let's have some boundaries, and I don't know, let's like just take things slow. Like, life doesn't need to go fast. You don't need to go back to the way things were just because you have a conversation. So maybe this isn't helpful for anybody, but I hope that it's helpful for one person. If anything, it's a little benchmark for me to rewatch. But that's all I have for today. Again, trying to help people discover who it is that they were made to be by sharing my experiences, sharing my journey. And I'm on a journey to be healthy, and not just physically, but also relationally. So this is a pretty significant step for me in my relational health. Again, I do have my first guest on the books. Pretty excited. A couple weeks from now, it's gonna be hype. I'm pretty hyped for it. So stay tuned for that. And I should probably be sharing this publicly by then. I'm still not sharing this publicly. I need to do that. Okay, I'm rambling. Now I'm rambling. Anyways, control what you can control. Make it a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.